Hello, beautiful people. I'm even impressed with myself that I got that sweet little intro to work. Thanks again to my friend Jevin Daly for putting that together for me. Ceviche with a little assist from Justin Jarrett of Loco Media, who helped me make that a nice fancy looking video. Without any further ado, I want to introduce everybody to my friend Victor Cruz, who owns the El Nopal food truck. How you doing, Vic?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to talk about some tacos and a lot of other good stuff that you guys got going over there. So just to give people a little background as to how you and I connected, I think, is when I was organizing the food truck event that I did with the Coastal Living Team with formerly known as the Love Group, put together a For the Love of Summer family food truck event that happened towards the end of June. And unfortunately, we had already kind of filled the spots, but I'm glad that you and I connected. Ironically, the taco truck that was supposed to come that day no-showed. So I learned the hard way that, I should have, and obviously I wasn't anticipating that. There's always going to be some fallout with these type of things. But I wish, in hindsight, I wish that I had slotted you in there, because when we got to the event that day, that, like I said, they were a no-show and they weren't answering my calls or anything. But either way, you and I connected. We talked a little bit about your truck, which is called El Nopal, which I want to say is that, I believe it's does that mean cactus, or what, or is it prickly? What is the exact translation of El Nopal?
Well, nopal is a version of a cactus. Yeah,
Okay,
so yeah, it is a cactus. Yeah.
cool. So just tell everybody sort of the genesis, if you will, of how the food truck came about, because as we've discussed, your background is you're a barber in town. What's the barber
hmm
shop that you work at?
Straight edge barbershop here in the Promenade in
Got it.
downtown. Yeah.
Right. So you're right. I want to say you're right next to, like, where the Blackstream Christie's office is, that real
Uh,
estate office,
Across
right?
Wine Time. Yeah, across
Yes,
Wine Time.
across
Yeah.
from
Yep.
Wine Time and
Yep.
next to the. I always think of things in terms of, because as we talked about, I'm a mortgage loan officer, so I always stop by, like, what you
Yeah.
had Engel and Volker's across there. Now that's
Yeah.
the Daniel Ravenel Sotheby's. You got Christie's on the same side, Wine Time across the street. So actually, I accidentally, I think I walked in there one day, like in the back, because I was going in the wrong door,
Mm,
but I know
really
exactly where you guys. Yeah, I think I might have stumbled
nice.
in the wrong entrance.
Uh,
But regardless, so tell us, like, how this came about, because obviously, you're a barber by trade. You've been in the area here for a long time. Tell us how it came about, for because this is a family operation, right? Tell us how
it
the El
is. It
Nopal
is.
taqueria truck came about.
I mean, so the easiest way to put it is it happened with like the American dream. Like my mom's been here for like what, 25 years. She brought me and her from Mexico over here. And then my mom's always wanted to live her dream, but it's sometimes hurdles that come about. And then I'm like, man, in last December, like 7 months ago, I was thinking I had an itch. I was like, man, I want to open up a business, but I didn't want to open up a barber shop because I'm a good barber, but I don't know if I'm gonna be a good barbershop owner. But long story short, I was like, man, let me invest in something. And my mom would always bring me up the random ideas, like jokingly, like, because my mom's always sold plates outside of the house. So that's how it mainly started. And then I was like, man, she would always tell me. And then one time I just thought to myself, I'm like, man, why don't I just invest in my tribe being my mom. So I was like, man, let me just help her out because why not? And then so I'm living my dream as a barber. Let me help my mom live her dream as a chef, basically. Yeah.
And you said she did what outside of the house?
Sell plates, like
Sell
for
plates. Got it.
yeah,
Got it.
yeah,
Got it. Okay, cool. So yeah, so this was like a dream that was born, between you and your family, and you
hmm
wanted to kind of bring the quality and the stuff that she's able to create
hmm
as a chef, to the public, basically.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Yeah, yeah. And it's a
Okay,
fun
cool.
idea for me too. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So for people that don't know, I had the photo up here. I'm going to bring it back up. You guys have primarily been, at least for the time being, you have primarily been posting up at 22548 White Hardy Boulevard. That's WHY as in yes, TE, Hardy Boulevard, which is in Hardeeville. And essentially, it is the best way that I can describe it is at the corner of um, Route 46 and Route 17, not far from both the Jasper Highway, and then also I want to say, yeah, there it is. Yeah, well, Jasper Highway. It's basically 95. So for me to get over there, I was actually down in Old Town. I had to make a stop at downtown Delhi last week, and so I think when I pulled it up from here where I live in Lawton Station, it's 22 minutes. I think when I was in Old Town, it was telling me that I was, give or take, it was around the same amount of time. I think it might have been like under 20 minutes from there. But basically, to get out towards towards your location, I headed like basically like I was going to be heading towards Savannah, but I make the right-hand turn by where that gas station is that's heading towards Savannah. You make the right-hand turn there, and you basically just follow that road, which is essentially Route 46. It's kind of like the continuation of that. And you guys are parked at the corner of 46 and 17, which is, again, White Hardy Boulevard. And you're basically across the street from Patel's Liquor, correct?
Yes, sir. Right there by the corner. Yep.
Yes. So what made you choose that spot for in terms of like primarily posting up there? Is this a permanent location, and what made you choose that spot?
Well, the spot just kind of just ran into my hands. I met the right person that owns the place, got into the place, and then that's what a lot of like food trucks are struggling, trying to get places to park or enough events to even keep afloat. So thank God, I was able to find something that I could set up 5 days if I wanted to, or because I rented out for the month. But yeah, it just came stumbled upon my hands.
A lot of people don't know that you can't just park a food truck anywhere you want. So, like, you know what I mean? So, like, there's designated places. Like, I know there's a food truck park out in Beaufort. There used to be one over here in Bluffton that was kind of, in a sneaky spot off of
Yeah,
Bluffton Road where
not too far from
Ezra's.
the shop. Yeah,
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
and that
There's a
little corner hidden. It's kind of hidden though.
Correct.
Yeah.
And there's a place over there that I checked out last week called Ezra's that we're going to be featuring coming up on the podcast. Some Latin fusion, but back in there used to be, excuse me, some food trucks parking over there. I
Mhm.
know. Some of them, like, Birria Loca have found like a permanent location on May River
Mhm.
Road. Some of them have been going to, like the breweries or the tap rooms. Like I was with Slap Truck last week, and I actually had a long talk with Matt the other day because he was looking for some other spots, in Bluffton and Hilton Head to post up. So I kind of crowdsourced to see, where people
Mhm.
would be, hoping for or looking for. But again, you have to look into it. You have to see, who the owner of the property is. You have to get, the necessary permit so that you have permission
Permits, yeah,
essentially to
permits.
park there. Right. So I think it's actually a pretty good location. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't spend a lot of time over in Hardeeville myself. I remember I had a doctor's
Mhm.
appointment or procedure a couple of months ago, and one of the medical centers was over that way. But it's really not that far from here. I mean, if I'm going to drive 15 or 20 minutes to get down into Old Town or to get to the promenade, it's basically the same amount of distance. And you're talking to someone who, I drive over to Savannah, quite a bit. I drive over to Beaufort. I follow, wherever my appetite takes me, essentially is
Mhm.
where
Mhm.
I like to head. And so for me to travel, 15, 20 minutes in the other direction to check out some food, there was absolutely nothing that was going to stop me from doing that. So let's get into the food because that's why everybody's here. So what I love about your menu is that it's very straightforward. Okay, you have your dishes, right, which you have under main, which is you have the corn taco, you have the flour taco, you have the burrito, the quesadilla. For people that don't, I want to go through a couple of these for people that don't necessarily know what some of these things might be called. So obviously the first four are pretty easy. I sampled a sope, and I'm going to show people a photo of that in just a minute. Actually, I could probably go right to it here. So that's the sope that I tried, which I believe that one I had was with chicken. But let's talk about, for some of these, let's educate some people if they don't know what some of these specific things are. So for the audience that doesn't understand, what is a sope? You there, Victor? We lost you for a second. You there?
Hello?
Yeah, you're back. You're back. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
I just had an incoming call and then it just messed up
Oh,
my
no
whole.
problem. Yeah, when you're doing it from your phone, that's okay. This is what happens when you do live TV. But I like it. Let's just roll with it. So what I was
Okay.
saying was, for those of our audience who don't understand, what is a sope?
What is a sope? It's basically, I would easiest way to put it, people like a lot of people would just say like corn tortilla is like the most known thing, right? With a taco, right? It's the same thing made out of a corn tortilla, but just shaped like kind of like with little borders. So that's the same concept of what it is. And then you slap beans on, cheese on it, the protein. You normally put like pico on it and like a salad, basically.
That might have been my favorite of the four things that I had.
The sopa.
And the cool thing about it is that you can basically have, any of these choices of meats in any of
Yeah.
these mains. So I just kind of wanted to do like a little bit of everything. So I
Hmm.
did the sope with chicken. I thought it was absolutely delicious. That
Hmm.
bottom part with the tortilla part was very soft. And, obviously, as you can see from the photo, I think was it Angelina that was helping me.
Yeah, that's my
She was,
sister. Yeah.
yeah, so she was kind of advising me, like, do you want to have it with this and this, like, and most of those instances I'm gonna let the chef or
Hmm.
whomever is the expert in that, I'm gonna let them drive the car as far as what I'm gonna put on it, in it, etc.
Hmm.
I think it was perfect. It was absolutely delicious. I brought this stuff back home because I had a couple of other appointments that I had to deal with later in the day, but everything was still warm. Again, very colorful. You had the sour cream on there, you had the tomato, onion, cilantro, all that kind of stuff. As far as back to the menu, there are a couple other things on here that people might not be familiar with. So what is a huarache for people
A
that don't know?
huarache. Well, it's kind of like a sope, but an extra large version of it, basically.
Okay.
And it's huarache translates to sandal, but I just put the word Mexican because it's in a Mexican truck, so it's a Mexican sandal. Huarache, yeah, it's a sandal, and it's actually the shape of a sandal, like the size of a sandal.
I saw it. Well, so you guys shared a video of that the other day, and I
Hmm.
actually shared it to my page or
Hmm.
pages. I think I might have shared it to both. Where we watched, Angelina make a sandal, which was really
Hmm.
cool. Had I known that that was a larger version of the, now it's funny because by
Hmm.
the time I ate, it was like mid afternoon, so I had a couple of these things, and I actually had to go out to dinner for we were celebrating my father's birthday, so it's probably a good thing for that particular day. But
Hmm.
next time I go, I'm definitely going with a huarache. I'm
The
probably going to
huarache
try
is
it with
good.
one of the different meats on it. Let's see, rounding those out, and the rest of it's pretty self-explanatory. Obviously, you got the loaded French fries, you got chicken tenders, you got tortas, which is basically like a sandwich. I'm definitely going to do some chicken flautas next time because that's one of my favorites.
Hmm.
But I got a couple chicken things this last time. Um, I got a corn taco with barbacoa, which was
Barbacoa, yeah.
melt in your mouth, delicious. I mean, the barbacoa meat was just really just tender and moist and extremely flavorful. That was obviously the simple one. And then let's talk about the pupusa, because this is one that, like, I know, like, Joe's Classic Cuts is my. You were asking me my barber. Joe is a friend because he's a neighbor in town. We kind of have a similar background. I know he's originally from New York, but he spent a lot of time in New Jersey. And I know that he's posted about before that when he has a pupusa, it reminds him of back home, because there were a lot of like places like taqueria type places that he would get. This to me was the most interesting. I think I ended up with a chicken one, but I want to say that if I remember correctly, Angelina was describing that there's a combo that you do with the pupusa. So tell us about the whole thing. Tell us about the pupusa.
The combo, that
tell
one's
us about
good.
what comes with it, the sauce, everything. Because I want to try that. I think there was just a miscommunication. I think I ended up with chicken, but I wanted to do the combo. So tell us about the combo and tell us about like what the components of this dish and how it's put together.
Yeah. When you come to a Mexican food truck, you would not think to get a pupusa, because pupusa is not even a Mexican dish. It's like, I believe it's either Salvadorian or from Nicaragua. One of them two.
I think I did see that when I was looking at it. So yeah, that's kind of cool that you can get something that's not necessarily Mexican. Yes, it's a thick handmade flatbread from El Salvador, similar to a stuffed tortilla. So tell us more about it.
Yeah. So yeah, like it's kind of like a tortilla, but the thing about it, it's tricky. It's tricky because my aunt also owns a food truck, but she actually just sells that, but not around here. She has one in Columbia, South Carolina.
Got it.
And then she makes those. So she taught my mom a while ago how to make those. So they're, like, those are actually kind of crazy, because just to make them, it takes a lot of, like, you have to kind of like grab like the maseca, the corn, it all starts off kind of like a mushy flour, right? And then you have to like make a hole in between it. Then you would have to like grab the meat, which it's pork, cheese. Yeah, it's pork, cheese, and beans, like refried beans. And it all has to fit inside this like little thing. Then it becomes like a bigger, like, I don't know how to describe it. I would think like describing it would probably be like a pot pie, but like a pot pie, but like a small version pot pies with cheese, beans, and that pork meat on it. That's the combination one.
Yeah, it's kind of like, the best way to describe it is that it's kind of like baked into the tortilla.
It's baked into,
right. So it's almost like not quite like an empanada, but like almost like a pancake.
Which is crazy when it comes to making a lot of these foods. A lot of it is like sculpting in your head, like in the hands is the sculpting of it. Like just to like put all that in there, it's like all like already in there. If it makes sense. Like that, it's all when you're doing this, like it's hard for me to describe because it's all skill. And when I look at my mom do it, like, and do it all that, like that is just skill, like sculpting of a food. Then you make the food and it makes it right there instantly. Well, not instantly,
It really is. Absolutely right. It is. There's an art to it almost. So that to me is the most interesting of them. Tell us about that sauce that came with it was really tasty. And then there's also this slaw that comes with it as well. So tell us about like the accompaniments that you serve it with.
So like that's really how you get it. Like if you go to like a Salvadorian place, they usually have, it's like you said, like a slaw up, like with vinegar sauce in it, and then the sauce is a red sauce. It's not a spicy sauce either.
Not at all.
Yeah.
It had a lot of really good flavor, and that even the slaw that came with it, like not too strong. Like it's let's see. I want to see the.
I'll tell you this: there's not a lot of places that sell pupusas, though. That's one cool thing, and that we do get a lot of people that come and buy them because of that reason. Because there's not a lot of places you could get that.
Right. No, that's definitely a differentiator. That's definitely something that is not, readily available. We'll put it to you this way, even with all the trucks and things like that. Let's see. It says often served with a tangy cabbage slaw called curtido and a spicy salsa roja. Although this particular salsa, but I'm glad that you mentioned that though, the sauce, because I was able to sample basically the all four of your sauces separate from the sauce that comes with the pupusa. There was a red salsa, there was a green, like a tomatillo salsa, and then there were also two hot sauces, a green and a red. The red is a little bit spicier than the green, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just a big sauce fan, so I'm always going to take advantage of the sauces. To round it out, I went with a carnitas, quesadilla,
Yeah.
which came with, again, the lettuce, tomato, onion, sour cream, a couple of these jalapenos, which were are those like pickled jalapenos?
Those are pickled jalapeno. Yep.
Oh man, they were delicious. Now, jalapenos obviously can range in terms of the heat. They definitely added a little bit more of a kick to it. I actually saved that. I had it for lunch the next day, just warmed it up, and it was absolutely delicious. The carnitas was really, really tasty. I can't stress enough between the barbacoa, the carnitas, and the chicken, like the high quality and the flavor of the meat was really good. So just a couple other things. I don't want to keep you too much longer. I know you're busy, but a couple other things that I noticed or that Angelina informed me of. So basically, you have every day, it seems like and you're open Wednesday through Sunday, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So every day there is a different agua fresca, correct?
Yes.
So that day I had a large, really cold lemon agua fresca, which was extremely refreshing. That was a great accompaniment to the meal. And then you had tamales that day, which I did not indulge in because, like I said, I had a dinner reservation later that day. So I'm going to definitely, next time I have a chance, if they're being offered, I'll definitely take advantage of those. Again, that's one of those things also that's kind of like an art to making those, correct?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, that's another art too.
And
just
they're very
sculpting. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And is that tamale? Is that a Mexican as well, or is that
It's a Mexican thing.
Right.
It's like a delicacy too. Like not. It's just because they're hard to make. Not a lot of like food trucks or even Mexican restaurants won't offer them because they're tedious to make.
Got it. Very time. It takes a lot of time. Painstaking is, I think, the word that I was looking for, and very time consuming to put that together. And that's really what the benefit of why you want to enjoy this type of food is the effort and the time and the skill and really the love that goes into making it is what attracts me to this type of cuisine. Tell us real quick about, on Sundays you have Rico Menudo. Tell us about that. That's basically like a soup, right?
Yep. That's tripe soup. Yeah,
and that's a popular item, right?
Yeah, on Sundays. Yeah. We open up early sometimes too, just because a lot of people like it. I don't know. It's just like a Sunday thing for like the Hispanic culture too. I believe that's what it seems like too to me to see, because like I've always seen that a lot of people on Sundays want to go look for that in the Hispanic culture. I'm like, maybe back in their roots, like that was like something like on your day off, it was welcoming, homey, and it's just a soup for them.
I love it. Like a nice, like almost like comfort food, right? It's almost like
comfort food. Yeah.
Like from my culture, the Italians, they love to do, not that they do it just the one day a week. Usually they do a couple times, but Sunday's always usually time for like a pasta meal or like a family dinner of macaroni or something like that. So yeah, that's really cool. So usually I like to kind of close off with, what's coming down the road, what's next. Is there anything that you have planned in terms of things that you're thinking of adding to the menu? Are there other events or locations? What is your plan for the future for the El Nopal taqueria truck?
Since we're a new business, more so I'm just trying to make it sustainable, make it run kind of just have get a good system running. But one thing that I'm gonna tell you, it's hard being just a food truck, and it is hard around this area too, because I don't think enough people like local that much sometimes. Maybe so much in Hardeeville too. Something local, people need to support more local stuff, and a lot of these food trucks are local, and it is hard. So more so, I just want to get a good system and then just better this system with the food truck before I even think about a brick and mortar. I don't think a brick and mortar is gonna come no time soon, because I just want to perfect this. Once I get a good brand, just a good system. And I do believe that running a food truck is hard. It's super hard, but it's fun.
Absolutely. Now I know some food trucks eventually want to progress to brick and mortar. That's not in everybody's plans, but I like the idea, especially when you're starting off as a new business. Obviously, the mission of the Indulgent Islander is to spotlight local food, and to, you know, for me to be an advocate, for me to promote this local food scene as much as I can. So we're going to do the best we can to.
I love that you're doing that, by the way, too. I love that you, like, you know, throw spotlight on the people, and then, you know, just you really are like word of mouth on the internet for like food. Like,
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I really think it's a cool mission.
That's what we're looking to do, and, you know, just to kind of spread awareness, you know, to get more people to come out, because, you know, if you live out in this part of Bluffton, you know, it's not that far of a ride. If you're going to drive, you know, 15-20 minutes, like I said, down to Old Town, there's no reason not to drive, you know, 15-20 minutes the other direction out to Hardeeville. You know, it's a convenient location. I was able to get back, you know, with my food back to my house in, you know, 15 minutes tops. You know, obviously you could park there and you could eat in your car, or you could just kind of take it with you. But I think you guys got a great concept. I think, you know, it's good because the menu is simple enough for people that are maybe might not be familiar with some of this stuff. The way that it's laid out, you also have, you know, a couple of, let's see if I could remove, I'm gonna remove this this banner. There we go. Sides, you got rice, you got beans, you got French fries, and then of course queso fundido with the cheese dip, which I think next time, I forgot, I wanted to try that next time, but or last time, but I'm gonna order that next time I come by. But yeah, so again, the El Nopal Taqueria, you can find them at Hardy White Boulevard, which is 22548. Sorry, White Hardy Boulevard. I mixed those up. You guys are on Facebook at El Nopal, and then I want to say the Instagram handle is, I think it's L _ Nopal _ I believe. Right?
Yep. _ L _ Nopal. Yep.
_ L _ Nopal. Okay, so we'll and obviously we'll share that as we've continued to do, for the you know, for the audience, so they know where to find you guys. Of course, the phone number is on there too. I love how you have your QR codes on the outside of the truck. Phone number 843-227-7139. Follow them on Facebook, follow them on Instagram. And listen, Vic, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me today about this. And I'm really looking forward to coming out again to enjoying some more of the stuff. And you know, this has been a great addition to the local food truck scene. And listen, I thank you for taking the time. I really appreciate it. And you know, we'll have to do this again sometime soon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll get back up. We'll link back up.
Awesome. So guys, go check out El Nopal Taqueria Truck in Hardeeville and tell them the Indulgent Islander sent you. Thanks again, Vic, and stay hungry, my friends.
Thank you.
You're welcome.